Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new edition of the Code With Us workshop. Today, we'll be experimenting with cross-chain NFTs, minting and round-trip TXs with Cosmos IBC. It's a workshop brought to you by Science Isla from Freeflix Media and Cosmic Compass. And in case you have questions along the way, we'll be pausing every 10-15 minutes and addressing the questions from everyone here. Also, we have posted all resources on cosmos.networks/events in case you will need something from there to download and to prepare for this workshop. And let us know your feedback after the workshop. And I'll pass it now to Science Isla to prepare for today's edition. And thank you so much for joining.
Sure. Thank you, Adriana. Thanks a lot. Welcome, everyone. I'm Abhishek, and with me, I have my colleague, Sai Krishna, who will be leading the technical part of this demo. Today, as Adriana said, we'll be discussing more on an experiment that we did with NFTs and Cosmos IBC during GOZ, Cosmos Game of Zones, in the summer of 2020. So let me start off by sharing my screen. So, yeah. So here, as you can see, so this is what we are working on today. So the session is primarily about an experiment. Definitely, it is not battle tested and should not be considered to be used directly in production. But it'll be great if we can have collaboration from multiple teams and take this forward. So I'll give you a quick overview of what we'll see throughout the session. So a quick background of the team, who we are and what we're doing and why we're utilizing blockchain, what Cosmos NFTs and Cosmos IBC modules are, not in depth, but a quick overview. Media and blockchain and how they go hand in hand, and an ecosystem that's ripe for disruption by blockchain. Finally, the session objectives and a bit about Freeflix and why we're doing what we're doing. So here, as we were discussing, so who we are Cosmic Tech Labs. That's the parent company, which was established in 2016, and we are working on both Freeflix Media and Cosmic Compass as our products. So with Freeflix Media, it's primarily media use cases or utility of technology to enhance and increase the efficiency in media operations, while for Cosmic Compass, it is a network navigator for the Cosmos ecosystem. So here we primarily have the ability to, or we are building the ability to navigate a blockchain, a Cosmos-based blockchain, where be it transactions to explore, or be it interacting directly with the chain, and be it creation of a chain in minutes, just like how we have with Starport. So a bit more on that later. So, along with that, we are a team of 13 from India, based out of India, but we work with partners and teams from around the globe. We also have participated in the Cosmos Game of Zones earlier, a couple of months back, and were awarded the best custom zone in the competition. Also, we have worked on a media suite with implementations that manage over 6,000 plus media assets. So these are typically your movie assets that have rights, that have been acquired licenses from partners or have been distributed to platforms. And we are currently managing 6,000 such assets. So that's our assets under management, while having streamed over 30 million watch minutes. So we utilize these pre-recorded or historical videos. So these are not live videos, but these are independent videos that have been recorded, or movies that have been made, and we use them to run an IPTV, or like a full-fledged satellite stream, like a live stream that is automatically run without any manual intervention. So more on that just a bit later. But today we'll be seeing a quick demo of how that works as well. So coming to Cosmos NFTs and Cosmos IBC, there has been much discussed about the potential of NFTs or non-fungible tokens within the blockchain ecosystem. And Cosmos is no different. Cosmos NFTs, although they haven't been capitalized on quite well by the community, we see that this is the time to actually start experimenting and start working with multiple aspects related to NFTs. And we are focused primarily on the media and media use cases that are around NFTs. A quick write-up. Here's a link. We'll share the deck once the session is done. So we've added the link as well, written by Billy and from our own community regarding the various applications of NFTs on Cosmos. So these are being referred to as application-specific NFTs, which we believe is the case, and are not yet completely general purpose. Yes. So we quickly, yeah. So thank you, Tudor. Okay. So coming to Cosmos IBC, we primarily have the ability with IBC to talk to chain. So a chain A can talk to chain B, be it communication, transfer of assets, and various other use cases for interoperability among blockchains. So that is in a way being utilized not only by us, but by the entire community, and it is being experimented for multiple use cases, be it in decentralized finance, be it for governance, multi-bonded or multi-stake networks, and so on and so forth. We are taking a piece of that and are utilizing that for media operations primarily. And you'll see how that's done in just a few minutes. Yeah, all the talk about media. What are we doing with media? So we believe that media companies typically don't think like technology companies. Netflix is not a media company; it's a tech company first, right? Similarly, we have there is the ability for complete control on on utilizing the assets. So from a technology standpoint, blockchain is one piece of technology. There is artificial intelligence or data science, to be more generic, and so on and so forth, is primarily available today. And there are a lot of possibilities, but by the time technology reaches these media houses that we are working with, and that are experimenting, it's a bit late, and it's no more an experiment, it's common knowledge, because of which there is the unfair advantage that is missed out. So not only that, but not only from a competing standpoint, but just in terms of increasing efficiency for a studio or a media company, there are a lot of use cases that basic technology can improve efficiency and efficiency. So here usually the case that we face is education about digital media first and blockchain. So in 2008, when we were working with multiple companies, there was always the problem of educating people to be aware of digital media and the potential of digital media. Right now, in 2014 and 15, it was AI and the potential of that, and right now it's blockchain. So although everyone is aware of how processes operate digitally, they still use email and offline Excel sheets or even Google Sheets, and that is just converting from analog and becoming electronic, but not fully digitized. So even though digital media companies are digital first, they do not have core processes that help them stay digitized. So we believe there can be some functions and many more that can be built on top of existing tech without it being sci-fi, and helpful in increasing efficiency. So quick overview of what we're doing with blockchain. So we're utilizing a custom blockchain, our own blockchain, for asset metadata and media file management. Media file is not being stored, but a reference of the file is being stored, along with contracts. So we have our very own Cosmos and Agorix DIBC modules. So these are primarily the smart contract frameworks that we intend to utilize within our chain to enforce, not only create, but also enforce rights directly utilizing the blockchain. Finally, rights management. So not just with contracts where you have external people interacting, but rights management in general without using contracts is also possible, and we aim to leverage blockchain for that. Finally, authorized access to media, data, and more. So this is a constant problem in multiple media companies where there's a lot of sensitive data and content that is being exchanged between studios, between individuals, and so on and so forth on a regular basis. And this has not only been a point of concern from a security standpoint for many media companies, but the reason that they don't digitize is also because if there is digitization that happens, they feel that there is not enough control on the content, and it is susceptible to getting hacked or so on and so forth. So that being said, finally there is also the opportunity to utilize the blockchain for managing payments for content, or to donate and fund creator based content based on a certain set of conditions that are predefined, right? So these are some of the use cases that we are utilizing and experimenting with in Freeflix, and primarily our focus on media and entertainment industries. The session objective for the day, Sai will be leading it from a technical standpoint, but we have the setup of a chain with NFT and Cosmos IBC modules installed. And this is the part that will utilize Starport, that was released just a week earlier. And, although we were, utilizing Bash script to, run 7 to 8 commands to set up a chain and install modules and so on and so forth, we thought that it'd be great if we start off and talk more about our experience with Starport. Try Starport out and talk about our experience with Starport in this call, in this session. So that this is the part where we utilize Starport and set things up quickly in minutes, not in hours. And we also have the Cosmos IBC relayer setup, and finally the experiment where we issue a round trip transaction, IBC transaction, where it starts from chain A, goes to chain B, and again there's a communication from chain B to chain A to mint NFTs. So here, this is the objective, overall objective, but feel free to let us know and ask in terms of any questions that you might have, and it'd be great even if people are parallelly setting things up and face issues. Now, quick overview of what we're doing with Freeflix, the Freeflix Media Suite. So we worked on a media suite for creators, studios, and agencies to create, manage, distribute, and monetize, along with measure digital media assets. So what do I mean by all this? We have developed a set of 3 products within the Freeflix Media Suite: Freeflix Studio, AdX, and Media Intelligence. Freeflix Studio is a typical media suite that will enable people create content automatically. So if you're looking at an automated piece of content, so here is a YouTube live stream that's running on the Freeflix Media YouTube channel. And this is a broadcast that started 3 hours ago. And as you can see, we've picked up tweets from, from a couple of days ago from the Cosmos ecosystem, and have started, and have created an automatic video and started streaming them. So here you can see Adriana's Today in Cosmos, the first tweet of Today in Cosmos in place, and so on and so forth. So here there are multiple use cases to what we're doing, and the creation, automatic content creation part is, this is a demonstration of automatic content creation. So here all we utilized was just the URL for a single tweet, and that specific tweet, got converted into a video. So here we have their profile picture, we have their account name, the handle, the text, the images, the highlighting of the text in the same way as it's on Twitter, the time. We also get the stats, but compile or generating a video with stats might make the video irrelevant when the stats get updated. Hence, there are no stats. So this is a quick example of what is possible when we mean create. Managing this means managing the metadata of the media file and the actual media file, while distributing means distributing this content, this specific video, as a live stream, as a linear broadcast, or as an independent VOD video, that's uploaded onto your YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitch, so on and so forth, and distributing it for monetization. So AdX, our second product in the suite, helps in the monetization part, where there are native advertisements that are displayed. So here you can see that, to the bottom left corner of the stream, we see an advertisement or a sponsored overlay ad that is appearing on top of this video. And every time this ad appears, the respective tweet, on which it has appeared is paid. And that is the product that we have worked on with when it came to GOZ, Cosmos Game of Zones. So this is what it is. So right now it is on live on goz.freeflix.media. I haven't registered an account, so you see a way to register an account. So I copy this content, and I issue a Twitter, or I post a tweet with this content, and using the tweet URL, once I submit the tweet URL, my account, Twitter account, is linked to this specific blockchain account. And you can see that this account has this account on FreeFlix chain. So this is the FreeFlix chain, and here I can see the Cosmic Compass chain. So these are two chains, one below each other, and here I can see the FreeFlix account. And in the FreeFlix account, I see 2000 FFMT. I can receive more tokens. And if I would have added an account, I should see my media assets that have been created, brand videos or my advertisements that have been created on the FreeFlix media chain. Now, moving on to the Coco Post chain. So here we have the Cosmic Compass account with 0 FFMT and 1440 Coco tokens, right? And I see the marketplace with a lot of NFTs listed. So here my primary NFT ID, which is on the FreeFlix media chain, is Media Hub, is listed here and is up for licensing. So I can purchase a license if I want to, or I can go ahead and license an unlisted asset. So here there are only 208 assets that are available for licensing. I can always go to Twitter and let me quickly copy a tweet. So I have the official Cosmos account open, and I'm copying a tweet pinned by Cosmos. So here I go to license unlisted assets. I go ahead, paste the URL, and when I say license asset with a licensing fee of 10 Coco and a revenue share of 10%, this asset is licensed, right? So here this asset by Cosmos is not officially present on the Cosmos, on the Coco or the FreeFlix Media Hub chains. Here, let me quickly go ahead. The asset has been, so NFT 275, the asset has been created, right? And okay, the asset should probably not be visible right now, because here the video takes time to, the metadata is downloaded, the video is generated and encoded. So let me show you an asset that we have created in the past. So we took a tweet by Cosmos. So here we can see the NFT or the asset, video asset being created, and that is video or NFT number 274 on the Coco chain. So that by default has a FreeFlix account associated to it. So what this means is that there is a default account to which unlicensed assets are associated with, and as soon as the Cosmos handle registers on the FreeFlix Media Hub chain, they get an option to claim tokens, and all the tokens that we have provided or given to this specific account to license tweets from Cosmos handle is transferred or is possible to be claimed by the Cosmos account. So this way, here what just happened was there was no asset that was on the Coco chain or the FreeFlix Media Hub chain. We have created this specific asset, this specific asset, Coco tweet NFT number 275, and we have utilized or we have associated that specific NFT to a primary NFT owner on the FreeFlix Media Hub chain. So as soon as an owner is registered on the FreeFlix Media Hub and can see the claim option, he should be able to claim tokens from this specific account, right? So this is the round trip experiment that we did, and we see multiple use cases for this specific activity. So be it communication between chains, or be it specifically transfer of tokens, we see chains communicating with each other, and this round trip is primarily important because this is more or less like a status acknowledgement of what has happened on a specific chain. And if we utilize IBC for that status acknowledgement, we can always go ahead and trigger multiple events on either chain. So this is a quick overview of the activity that's happening when it comes to round trip IBC. Finally, using my licensed assets or created assets, I should be able to go ahead and schedule those specific tweets or those specific NFTs in a live stream to appear within the stream like this, right? So here I should be able to go ahead, click on an empty slot, of my choice, click on the add SNFT or secondary NFT from CocoaPost chain, 275, right? So let me quickly, yeah, go to 275, schedule that and reserve a slot with it, right? So this way, we can see the confirmation that slot is added successfully, and we have the ability to schedule multiple tweets by multiple members. My tweet ID is 5671, so that's the sequence in that's the slot in which it will appear, and so on and so forth. So I should be able to now not add another NFT but add an add NFT. So this specific stream takes a primary or a secondary NFT, the tweet NFT, along with an ad NFT that has been created. So because I have no ad NFTs right now, I should not see a list, and and hence I'm not able to add an ad NFT, right? So this is the distribution and the monetization part. For media companies, we have the ability to go to their stream and automatically request YouTube for ads based on their current programming schedule. So this is what we have worked on for studios and offer them as an enterprise implementation. um, Finally, continuing with the suit, we have the ability to understand video and recognize people, objects, and so on and so forth within the video, and that constitutes a lot to media intelligence, right? A quick snapshot of FreeFlix is the ability to create, manage, distribute, monetize, and measure both internally and externally. And coming to the stakeholders, we have independent creators, studios, record labels, agencies, enterprise media houses, and finally audience that consume all this content, right? So we have our producers on one side creating content for consumers, on the other side that consume content. So this is a quick overview of the round-trip IBC experiment. This is a flow diagram of the same, and I'll let Sai take over from here.
So hello everyone, myself Sai Krishna.
Sai?
You are the volume is very low.
Wait a second.
Okay,
So
still
now-
low. Still low.
So is this audible?
Yeah, this is perfect now. Okay, I just want to use like 1 minute or a few minutes here and ask the audience if they have questions regarding what Sisla has presented so far.
Hello.
Okay.
Just a second, guys.
Okay, do we have questions so far? Okay, Manish has a question. Okay, just write it down in the chat and we'll make sure to address it here. Okay, Manish is asking if you have rights management in FreeFlix Studio. Sisla, do you want to take this one? Sisla? Or Sai?
Hey guys, so are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can. Just a little bit louder if you can. It'll be perfect.
Okay. Okay, fine right now.
Yes. Okay, so Manish is asking if you have rights management for FreeFlix Studio.
Okay. So I think
Okay, we're having a very bad background noise.
so. Wait a second.
Hello.
Okay, we're having some.
Yeah, so I'll quickly take a look at the questions. So Adriana, this is a good time to go ahead with that.
Yeah, it's a good time to, if you can address Manish's question in the chat. He's asking if you
Yeah,
have rights management for.
sure. So yeah, the first question that we saw in the Zoom chat was by Manish. So do we have rights management in FreeFlix Studio? Yes, we do have rights management within FreeFlix Studio. So that is an indicator of that's a function of the media management that we have. So by media management we mean media metadata. So the people in the in a specific set of media files, the objects within, and so on and so forth can be tracked. Not only that, but we also have the opportunity to track everything around it. So if a piece of content has been licensed from specific people, right? So the people that have been licensed from and the rights that have been acquired are all managed within the FreeFlix Media Hub, the private blockchain for that specific media company. And this is utilized to save them both time and effort to actually keep a track of all the rights that they have. And not only that, but they can also utilize these rights against NFT tokens, or when they create these media NFTs, they can license these rights individually to one creator after other. Right now, a model that we see missing is, if a specific studio has 5,000 movies, those there are a lot of memes, there's a lot of content that can be generated out of those 5,000 assets. But right now, it is not being licensed for remixing or for repurposing to independent creators with creativity. So to avoid that, we are building this infrastructure to ensure there is a fair level playing field opportunity for both studios to license out content, and also for creators to take that content securely and experiment with it. So no, that is right, man. Those are the rights management. Then we have another question by Juan. So is FreeFlix a real app? Yes, of course. It's more than a real app. Where it's a suite of media tools that are utilized in tight integration with each other. And all of these tools work in sync to make sure both content is being created, managed, as well as being distributed and monetized. Right? So, all right. Then let me go ahead and take the next question. So what can we use this for? Of course. So as we were saying, as we discussed earlier, this is for media management. And this is not just for media companies, anyone with a story. So even FreeFlix as a company, Cosmos as a network, Tendermint as a company, as a project, open source project, are all telling a story, and they're utilizing media to tell the story. We believe that this media management is definitely going to help companies tell the story, not only the same way that they are doing right now today, but in a much more polished and efficient way, to be available on multiple platforms, across content formats, across languages, and so on and so forth. So this is a product. The Media Suite is a product that any company can utilize, but primarily, media companies can make the most out of this specific infrastructure, and make the most out of their market-based assets. Finally, we have another question from Mudit. So what are the use cases for NFT in FreeFlix? As in, what assets have been tokenized as NFTs? Good question, Mudit. So the kind of tokens that have been tokenized here are media assets like movies, like songs, like images, digital art. It can be text. So, script writers, dialogue writers can actually go ahead and, copy or create a token or tokenize their script as an asset. So these are all assets from the various formats of content that we have. So we have video. There is the content types that we have. We have video as a content type, text as a content type, music and image. Combining any of these, we make interactive video, vertical videos, podcasts, so on and so forth, blog articles. So all of these are media assets, and they can be tokenized and distributed. So copyright or rights management is quite efficient when utilized, when the blockchain is utilized, and repurposing is also very easy when it comes to when with the ability to track assets. Another quick question by Juan. We have, is this like Netflix but free? Not really. That's not what FreeFlix is. So FreeFlix is, the free in FreeFlix is primarily the freedom to be able to experiment, to be able to, create, manage, distribute, monetize, and measure assets. So, and Flix refers to any kind of media asset that we have, and hence the name FreeFlix. Right? So a question by Tudor. So we have, what platforms are you guys supporting from the get-go? Only YouTube, or also things like Twitch, etc. for stream publishing? Yes, we support YouTube, we support Twitch, we support Facebook as well. We are working on Twitch, Instagram, and so on and so forth. So, this is in the entertainment, media and entertainment industry, we've seen a lot of success with YouTube and Facebook streaming rather than Twitch streaming. But for gamers, this is quite an asset when it works with Twitch. So that is supported right from the start. Finally, the question by Manish. So the categories, rights management makes a unique feature. Like we have radio, satellite, sea, land, and OTT rights. Can you map those rights on for the digital asset? Yes, we can map those rights. Because digital assets, its management and are key for intellectual property for all sorts of media in the future. Has your team worked upon all of the superset of digital rights, which would be covered in the future? Yes, to repeat Manish's question. So there are multiple rights for a specific media asset. Guys that are involved in the media and entertainment industry would know a lot more about the rights associated. So there can be about 300 different types of rights for a single piece of asset, right from dubbing rights, subtitle rights, digital rights, mobile rights, internet rights, satellite rights, and so on and so forth. And not all these rights are sold or traded by everyone. So there are specific companies. So a TV broadcasting station can choose to pick up a single right. So we have that, and those independent rights are also accommodated in the properties within the NFTs, right? So without further ado, a quick follow-up question. So this will be the final one before we go ahead and Sai takes over. So follow-up question: are just the media assets being tokenized, or are the ads also being tokenized? Yes, good question, Mudit. So we have every asset here is being tokenized. We have primarily a media asset that's being tokenized. So an ad is also a media asset, and this is in a way tied in deeply into the system, into the network, where both ad and ad performance is tracked, as well as the ability to track media assets on which ads have been displayed, right? So all of these are assets, and yes, they are being tokenized, right? The AdX module definitely helps users to monetize, or brands definitely helps brands to monetize or advertise onto the specific media assets that have been tokenized. And brands like, say, a Coke, or if we are going ahead with a product like, say, Starport within the Cosmos ecosystem, they can run a campaign on top of every possible code with a session that is happening, and that attention can be monetized. So this way we are also tokenizing advertisement assets to track their performance, their delivery, and to deliver authentic metrics, or authentic numbers to brands. So without further ado, I'll quickly go ahead and now hand it over to Sai to take it up technically.
So, hey guys, are you able to hear me first of all?
Yes,
Hello?
Sai, we are able. Yes.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So here, as Abhi explained, so this is the technical diagram of what we are going to implement today. So here you can see we have the two chains. One is a FreeFlix Media Hub, another one is a Cosmic Compass. So in this FreeFlix Media Hub, we are going to generate a primary NFT, so which is having the underlying asset. Asset may be any, as Abhi said, that any movie file, any audio file, or any image file, and any media file. So if we initially we will create a primary NFT in a FreeFlix media chain. So with the properties like a revenue share and licensing fee. So those licensing share will be defined by the owner who wanted to create a primary NFT initially. So this after the creating the primary NFTs, those will be listed into the Coco marketplace, as Abhi explained in the previous website, that is ghostfreeflix.media. So whenever a user from a Coco wanted to use a underlying asset from the primary NFT, so here he can use that. So yeah, this one. Here you can see the. So okay, so in the Coco Media chain, so he will pay the licensing fee that is defined by the Freeflix owner. So after paying the licensing fee, these are the two IBC transactions which we are going to do. That is like a round trip. So initially we will pay the licensing fee that is defined by the primary NFT owner, which is a fungible token from Cosmic Compass to Freeflix. So that is one IBC transaction. So in a Freeflix chain, we will confirm those FT deposit in a particular primary NFT owner. So after confirming this amount, then when we will do the NFT transfer to the Cosmic Compass. So in the Cosmic Compass, after receiving the primary NFT from the Freeflix, so here we are generating the secondary NFT and assigning the secondary NFT to the Coco owner, those who paid the licensing fee. So this is the thing which we right now we are going to implement here. So I think so. I think most of the people are understood. So let me share my screen. Okay, so here is the thing. So let me share you the documentation so that if you guys wanted to follow parallelly, so you can do this one. So I will share these things in a chart. Okay, so here you see here we are using the Starport that is recently developed by Tendermint. So we are using the Tendermint. We are using the Starport to creating the chains here. So let me go to directly to demo here. So guys, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, fine. So this is the repo link github.com/cosmic compass/cosmos AWS demo. Wait, let me provide in the Discord. Yeah, you can use this document, use this repo and demo to set up to follow me. So here we are using the github.com/cosmic compass starport to create the chain initially. So I'm already having the starport. So directly I'm doing the creating chain onwards. So you can see here. So I'm using the starport to create the chain. So guys, so before start this one, so guys, make sure to use a configure your Go properly. So because we faced this issues in the last time Starport workshop, so make sure to check your Go correctly configured with a Go path, Go bin and Go path. So after that, so right now I am directly creating the chain using the Starport. So I'm creating the Freeflix chain. So and I'm using the account Freeflix as a Freeflix and Denom as the FFMT. So guys, if you wanted to make sure to check our NFT modules here. So make sure to use a Freeflix as account Freeflix because so for both Coco and Freeflix chain, so we used it only one module. So it is a common for both Freeflix and Coco. So we use it account context to differentiate between the transaction. So if you are using if you wanted to test the application, so make sure to use the account Freeflix as a Freeflix. So in a similar way, I will generate for Coco also. So here is the command to generate for Coco. So path is github.com saisunker19/Coco. So account prefix is Coco and dname is Coco. So now we will go to this directory. Wait a second. So I'm opening the project here. So in the similar way for Coco also. So now we created the two chains. One is a Freeflix Media Hub, another one is a Coco post chain. So now I will add our custom module. So using the start port, add NFTs. So it will directly add our custom modules to the our respective application Freeflix and Coco. So now we added the our modules here. So try to do make install. Okay, so now let me tell you about what are the what are the changes that we made to the starport. So first one is a backward compatibility. So in Tendermint starport, the Cosmos user is 0.38.4. So that version is not compatible currently. Our working for an IBC. So we downgraded this version to use for our application. So which is which is a new which is a Game of Zones version that we used for. And next, what are the things which differentiated between our starport and Tendermint starport is that, so the account prefix, which is we added manually to get generating the chains here. So before the starport, what we planned is we just create a demo script, which will ask for some configurations like chain ID and all those things to creating the chain. So it will take nearly 6 to 8 command to generate a generate 6 to it will take sorry, it will take 6 to 8 command to generate the chain. So by using the starport, we able to make it like a just two comments. So we use it just using the two comments, we able to integrate the chain here. So here you see we have an app. So in this we added the modules. So this is using the starport directly. So if you guys wanted to check this with the manually to add the modules, so directly you can use so after creating the app, follow this step to add this Freeflix and Freeflix modules to your app. So now let me check. So now we install the two applications, Freeflix and Coco. So first, let me create the keys for the relayer. So you can directly get this from here. So here I'm creating an account. So I think I already have just used this command to creating the keys. So I don't have. So I will use this command. So I'm created it in Freeflix keys, and now it's similar to Coco. So here you can see. So make sure to store these keys because we are going to use these keys in a relay. So if you guys you are following with me, so make sure to know so that let me know if you guys faces any errors. So make sure to store this key. So this we will use in a relay. So what are the things? So now we will start the chains. So I'm starting the Freeflix chain. So wait. Sorry. So I'm not initialized any configurations right now. So let me add Genesis account and do the Genesis transactions. So for this one, we are added the script here. You can see enter point.sh. So directly use the script. So enter point.sh. So it will ask you for the chain ID. And another one is the account that you wanted to utilize. So this is the address. So now I will start the chain. So now chain is started. In a similar way, we'll do the same for Coco also. So here we already have this center point. Use this one. So chain ID, Coco post chain. So and the address. So now we have this one. So we will run the Coco chain here. So use this command to run the Coco chain. Yeah, those two chains are started. So let me tell you what are the things we did earlier. So just we created the chains using the star port and added our custom modules NFTs, and we started the two chains, which is Freeflix. Another one is the Coco chain here. So now we will configure the relayer. So we will configure the relayer to the transactions. So here, let me open the screen here. So removing the previous configuration. So I think we don't have. So now see we don't have any chains here. So let me add the chains. So now you can find these chain details here. You can go to this relayer config. So these are the configurations for the chains. You can use it in a relayer. So test key, chain ID, and RPRS similar to that Freeflix also. So use these configurations to add the chain. So I already have this one. You can see. So I will add these chains. Like chains, add minus. So in a similar way, I will add prefix. So I think we can check the chain status. So now we configure chain, but we don't have any keys to do transactions from relay between the two chains. So we will restore this chain. So using the previous seeds that we stored earlier, restore. So chain ID, so which you want to store, and the name of the key, test key, and the seed. So here we store the, so which is for cocoa. So similar to that, we will add for prefix also. So now we check the chains list. So now we have the keys and balances here. So next we will initialize the light client for both the chains. So you can go through these commands directly. I already have these commands in here. So step by step, you can directly go through these things. So adding the restoring clips and initializing the light clients and generating the path. So directly you can use this one. So in a similar way for Coco prefix also. So now check the light client status. So we have a keys and balances and light client. So now we will create a path between the two chains. So we can use this command. So let me check the list first before that. So now create a path. So I am connecting the path. So this will establish a connection between these two chains, so which is Reflex and Cosmic Compass. So here we are creating the clients, connections, and channels and particular pipe bounded particular port which is binded to the XNFT module. So we are creating the connection now. So you can check this one. So before after that we are going to look into the transactions, how we can do the round trip transaction, and we are generating the primary NFT in CocoSign. So wait, let me show you the projects. Okay, now channels. Okay, so now currently channels are establishing. So here you can see we are running the two chains. One is Reflex, another one is Coco. And using the relay, so we are establishing the connection between the two chains. So now it's fine. Check the status. So now you see we have a connection between the Reflex and Coco. So now we will start the relay. So here, so relay start FF2. So guys, if you wanted to know more about IBC, so please go through the so let me share you this link. So go through the interchange standard, github.com cosmos/ICS, and one more is the github docs.cosmos.network. IBC. So go through these docs to know more about IBC. So now you see, so we have a two chains and we configure the relay between the two chains. So relay is able to listen to the transactions here. Okay, so everything said. So now we will go into the transactions. So let me show you.
Sai, quickly, can you also close the window that's to the right?
Participants.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay, fine. So let me tell you what are the things we did. So here we created a chain, one is Reflex using the starport, created both the chains Reflex and Coco, and we set up the relay to connect between the Reflex and Coco chains. Now we will do the transactions between these two chains. So to the transaction, round trip transaction. Okay. So before that, let me explain about some code implementation here. So as Abhay explained in the earlier example, so in a free flick chain, we are going to generate a primary NFT. So let me show you how we are going to do that. So here you see which is in a type message mint NFT here. So you can see we are creating using, so we are using the parameters for this one, sender and asset ID, licensing fee, revenue share, and Twitter handle. So sender is the person who is sending, and licensing fee is the how much money he wanted to uh, get from the license. So and Twitter handle that is belongs to the persons. And in an unlisted asset, we the default account will be the send in the Freeflix will be the default Freeflix owner. So here we are creating the transaction. So after that it will be in a handler to check. Here we are handling the message. So in this we are checking the global account, checking the account with the list of NFT. We are getting the list of NFTs from the address. So after that, we are generating the next global NFT. So after that, we are storing the NFT here. So this way we are creating the primary NFT. So here, this is the app module. So I think most of them are know. If you don't are familiar with this, and just know, let me know. So this is the type of message that we are using here. Okay, so let me do the transaction. Okay, so before that, let me check the balances here. So to the confirmation. So here you can see, so it is a Freeflix chain. So we queried amount, which is an FFMT and amount, and we will similar way we will query for a Coco chain also. So you can see it is in a Coco chain and which is in a Freeflix chain. So let me carry the list of assets that is associated with the primary NFT owner. So I'm using, you can see here I'm using the relayer key. So which is associated with a particular address. So I'm checking the NFTs, the list of NFTs associated with the relay here. So initially it's null. In the similar way, I'm checking for the Coco owner NFTs also. So it's also null. So let's try to create a primary NFT in a Freeflix media chain. So here you see which is in a transaction mint NFT, which is from real array, and asset ID is an asset name and a handler. So the handler you wanted to use and the block. So these are belongs to the which is belongs to the Cosmos, and licensing. So licensing true here. Licensing true means so he able to give a licensing for his underlying asset, and licensing fee how much he wanted to get. if how much you wanted to get. Suppose if a secondary NFT owner wanted to utilize this underlying asset, and next is the revenue share. So whenever the secondary NFT owner use this underlying asset, so they need how much they need to pay, which is 0.2, which is 20%. So now I'm doing the transaction. So it is done now. So we have the primary NFT and asset ID. So let me query the Preflix NFTs. Now you see. So we have a primary NFT ID, which is a FSMT tweet 0 and primary NFT owner. So initially, currently we don't have any secondary NFT owner. So I'm licensing to. So these will listed into the Cocos marketplace as we shown in ghost.freeflix.media. So it will be listed into marketplace. Now when here is the Coco user come and pay the licensing fee for this particular asset and get this secondary NFT. So before going to the transaction, so let me show you how we are going to do. So let me tell you the difference between what is a normal model and what is the IBC model. So how we can make this normal model to the IBC compatible. So let me show you the thing. So here you see NFTs modules here. So we are implementing the app module, stateless and stateful transaction, stateful types app module. So if you see in the XNFTs module, you can find app module basic, which are similar to each and every module. But if you wanted to use any module as an NFT, so you need to implement these IBC module types. So those are defined here. So Cosmos first, so IBC post types. So these are the interface. This is the interface which you need to implement in order to use a normal model to IBC. So let me show you the implementations here. So which is the on channel open init. So you see it earlier here. Think here this is the channel open it and channel open try and channel open channel computer. So here you see here channel open init, channel open try, and channel open and channel compound. So the from here, so these are the things. So whenever you wanted to receive a transaction, receive a packet, so this is the logic that you need to do. This is the logic that we are going to do here. So let me explain about transaction, round trip transaction here. So here you see. So this is the round trip transaction. So initially what it's going to do, so it will initially initiated by from the Coco post chain here. So from the Coco chain, it will be initiated and it will go to the Freeflix Media Hub. It will check the deduct the money from the Coco's owner and it will add it to the Freeflix primary NFT owner. So after confirming the primary NFT owner money, so it will again do the IBC transaction from Freeflix to Coco and send the primary NFT to the Coco receiving side. In the Coco receiving side, so we are generating the secondary NFT. So I transfer the secondary NFT to the owner who pays the licensing fee. So let me show you in a code so that you can. So here you can see in a handler. So initially the transaction is triggered from home. So this is the common module for both Freeflix and Coco. So we are using the context. So as I told you earlier, to differentiate between Freeflix and Coco. So here we are using handle message XNFT transfer. So from here we are adding the primary NFT details and we are transferring the packet. So we generate the packet and transfer, creating an outgoing packet and sending the packet through the channel. So after sending the packet, so it will be here, it will be received in the on receive packet. Based on the type, it will be received. So these are the types we have. One is a base NFT packet, another one is a pay licensing packet, pay licensing fee. So first it will go to the from transaction, it will receive into the packet pay licensing fee. So after receiving in this module, it will go to the handling packet pay licensing fee. Here you see it will marshal and if you get the tweet ID. So right now we are in a Freeflix context. So from Coco context, we are in a Freeflix context. So it will get a tweet ID, which is an FFMT tweet 0, as you see in this one. Wait. Yeah, this one. So FFMT tweet 0. So it will get that verify this one, and after that it will be execute the packet. So by adding the coins to the FFMT owner, so which is will get a licensing from Coco. So that will be added to the Freeflix owner. So then after that it will be executed, and next again we are creating the, so this is the round trip transaction. Again we are creating the packet from Freeflix to Coco to transfer the primary NFT here. So here we're getting the context. So currently we are in a Freeflix chain. So updating the secondary owner details. So we are adding details. Now it will directly come to, again it will come to the Coco. So Coco's module account, it will receive as a base XNFT packet. So on the receiving the base NFT packet, so the money is deducted from this here and adding the NFT here. So money is deducted and getting the global count of the secondary NFT. So initially we don't have any tokens in a case for any pre NFTs in a Coco. So we will generate a new one and assigning to the Coco's owner. So this is the round trip transaction implementation here. So we are using, I think most of them confused because we are using only one module to differentiate between to do the transaction between Freeflix and Coco. So based on the context state, we switched data here. So here, so based on the context state, we switch the data, whether we need to create a secondary NFT, update on a secondary NFT. Okay, so let me do the transaction now. Okay, so I'm doing the round trip transaction now. So this is. So I think it fell. Yeah, this is so okay. The China ID is a different one. Okay, let me get a China ID. Channel ID. So this is the channel ID. So now again. So it will, now you see, so it will initially deduct the money from the, okay, let me check. So now you see we don't have any secondary NFTs here. So first it will, you see here you can see message pay licensing fee. So it will deduct the money from the Coco's account and directly add it to the Freeflix account. So here it is updated the client here. Now after from this here in update client, so we are initiated a NFT from a Freeflix to Coco post chain. So it will be updated in a Coco post chain. Now you can able to see. Okay, now you can able to see that we have any Coco tweet NFT 0 and Coco owner. So and licensing fee which is an 100. And let me check the balances also. So in initial phase we don't have any Coco tokens for a Freeflix one. So this is the Freeflix address. Now we will check whether we have 100 tokens. No. Now you see we have an 100 tokens. So that is the licensing fee that that Coco owner pay to utilize this underlying asset, which is an asset one. So this is all about a round trip transaction here. So we have more use cases for this one. So this is like an experiment we did for the Game of Jones. So maybe we can use the CryptoKitty, something like that. So here we defined our NFT structure. Let me show you. So these are the types. This is a base tweet NFT. So here we defined a NFT. So based on our media requirement, so you can define any type of NFT and do the IBC transaction. Suppose if you wanted to use this module, just we are using the versions which is 34.4. So directly you can use the Startport to add this module to your application. So like a plug and play, and you can check an IBC whether check the IBC transactions. Hello. Hello.
hear you, sir.
Yeah, okay. So this is all about the demo.
All right. We'll check if there are any questions now.
Let's go a little bit slighter, louder.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this marks the end of the demo, right?
Yes, the technical demo. Yes.
Okay. Open for questions, everyone.
Mhm.
I hope everyone had a chance to catch up and follow along.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it is like a sounds more complicated. So if you guys don't have any familiar with IBC, definitely it will be difficult for guys to understand. But let me explain. So can anyone tell me so where you guys stuck so that I will explain again.
Yeah, if there would have been people that were trying out along with us, it might have been possible. But I think we'll have the questions after a few days. Based on the session. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we'll definitely post the recording in a few days, so people have enough time to go over the demo again. In case they have questions, they'll be able to pause and do it again, so it will be more easier for them to follow along the recording rather than a live session, in case they'll need more time.
Right.
So
So,
guys, you
so just
wanted to
giving
know about
just giving people time to think. There's a quick point I wanted to personally mention. So we have the entire team. So there's Sai, Ravali, Prashant, Daya, and everyone from Cosmic. For during the time when it was Game of Zones, the entire application has been built just using mobile internet. So all of us have been in remote places in our native villages and towns, and not everyone had access to great internet connection. But the entire development for Game of Zones was done just using mobile internet. So that has been quite significant for us, and we understood what it means to both grit it out when it comes to perseverance, as well as build the right tooling for the right use case. So that has happened with us, and we're very proud, as well as at the same time very blessed to have such an amazing team to work with. So, all right. So, Adriano, do we have anything else to cover on the agenda?
For now, we don't. If people don't have any more questions, we can wrap it up here.
Sure.
Thanks everyone for joining. I hope you enjoyed this demo that the team has presented to you. We'll make sure to add a recording soon. Also, for everyone who isn't familiar, please follow up with cosmos.network/series/co with us. You'll find all the sessions that we had so far, and also the sessions that will be coming right up. You'll also find there all the recordings that we had so far. And in case you have questions, or in case you want to present a workshop in the series, or anything that we can help you with, we have a dedicated Discord channel in the Cosmos community. It's called Cool With Us. So make sure to pop in there and ask us whatever you need, and we'll make sure to accommodate that shortly. So thank you everyone again. Thank you, Sisla and Sai, for preparing this workshop and getting people more familiar with your work. And let's tell everyone how they can reach you in case they have questions. You find them on Twitter, on Discord, and also on Telegram channel. And feel free to ask questions if you have some. Anything everyone would like to say at the end? Okay,
So
then
we'd like to sign off by thanking the entire Cosmos team, and especially to Adriana for being quite the support right from start, and to the entire Tendermint and Cosmos teams, the multiple teams behind Cosmos that are doing this for the greater good. Yeah, thank you everyone. It's
thank you
been a
also.
great.
Thank you. It's amazing having people like you in our community, and we cannot wait to see what your team will be up building next. So thank you all, and see you all in the next workshop. Bye bye.
Bye.